Hi, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot, and this is a reading I have prepared for MG. And the question is, will I go to Canada before getting married? So let's take a look at the cards and see what we can see. I think you have some money matters that are going to be on your mind before launching off and going to Canada. I think you have, you've gotten some things in order, you've planned, maybe you're not quite too sure how to move forward. That could be planning the trip. I don't know if financially that's something you're trying to work on, to make sure that you have enough to afford the trip, or taking time from work, those kinds of things. I think you are definitely going to be successful, though, in terms of getting together the resources you need to go to Canada. I can see that here from the Queen of Pentacles, and here I put a clarification card to see what that Queen is doing, and she is the Three of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is usually somebody who likes to plan. Somebody who likes to plan but might not be so great at actually carrying out the plan. Somebody who doesn't have much adventure, thinks about money a lot. But here we've coupled it with the Three of Pentacles, which is kind of like a new beginning from past work. Like the past work you've done is paying off. You're showing it off. You're saying, look at what I've done. And what are you going to do with that? I mean, it's kind of like a new beginning again, based off of your past work. So you put those two together with this one here, which is right next to it, which is the Ace of Pentacles. We got three pentacles going on here. Well, this is new prosperity. So I think whatever's going on here that was kind of, planning but getting held back, you've done some work, you're feeling good, but you're a little unsure. I think you've got some new prosperity coming. So I think that is going to pan out nicely. Now here, I see with the Four of Swords, there's been a lot of thinking about this. You're going to need to really think about all of that's going on. Now, if you're planning a wedding, obviously that's something you have to think about money-wise and timing and things like that. If you're wanting to take a trip to Canada and just trying to see where it fits in the timeline with you getting married, I don't see any marriage cards right now. So this to me is kind of indicating that yes, you will go before you get married. However, if you're in the process of planning at that time, if you're in the process of planning the wedding or getting the time off to go on the trip, those kinds of things, you're going to have a lot of things to think about to make sure that it's all going to work out for both. If you aren't in the realm of planning at the time this trip comes up, you should go. You shouldn't wait and just trying to see when and how it's going to work out, and have some fun, enjoy yourself. Again, I don't see any marriage cards right now in this spread, which tells me what kind of energy is influencing the question. So back to the reading here. After some of this contemplation, some thinking, I have here the Seven of Pentacles. Notice another Pentacles. Got quite a few Pentacles here. But this is somebody, the Seven of Pentacles is typically talking about kind of, you've done some work, you're unsatisfied with kind of the outcome, you're bored, that kind of a thing. I think this speaks to your marriage, the marriage that you're seeking. Again, whether it's just seeking it or maybe perhaps planning it, I think the same applies here. I think you are kind of becoming weary. I think you're tired, you're thinking a lot, you're overthinking perchance. It might not be wise to be keeping yourself here, needing to relax, needing to rest because you've got so much going on. It looks like you're going to have a lot of stuff going on here. And then to round it out here, the last card is Temperance. And Temperance, that's kind of the balance. It's reconciling different viewpoints. I think you're going to be very successful at making sure that you can kind of blend the two different things that you're thinking about, the two viewpoints being, should I go on the trip? Am I getting married? You know, I think you need to kind of pull those things together, streamline it, and think about what your priorities are. I think this trip is sounding like something that's really going to be great. I think that the thought of the marriage or the planning of the marriage is weighing on your mind quite a bit. And I think by thinking about it so much, it's kind of clouding what you've got going on here. You've got a great trip planning. So whether or not you've met Mr. Wonderful, or whether you've met him and you're planning this wedding, or if you haven't met him and you're just eagerly awaiting his arrival, I think you need to be well-rounded. I think you need to be looking at things from all points of view, and don't just let yourself get hung up. You know, these are some great things coming, and this, I think, represents your trip. So my advice would be to definitely take the trip, give yourself a little break, and don't overthink the potential of the wedding or the planning of the wedding. You know, kind of try to get an even balance there with those two different viewpoints and two thought processes you have going on. And I think everything's going to go smoothly. Well, I hope that helped. Please, if you have not already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And don't forget to come back on Free Reading Wednesdays on Instagram. Thanks for letting me read for you.